You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. These timeless words by Marcus Aurelius capture the essence of Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches us to navigate life's challenges with clarity and resilience. Yet, in a world filled with toxic relationships, overwhelming situations, and constant noise, how often do we pause to reflect on the power we hold within ourselves? Why is it so difficult to let go of connections or circumstances that no longer serve our growth? And more importantly, how can detachment become a path to inner peace rather than a retreat into indifference? In today's journey, we will delve into the concept of detachment as envisioned by Stoic philosophers. Far from promoting apathy, detachment is about cultivating mental freedom, learning to separate ourselves from the chaos of external influences while embracing what truly matters. It is a practice of finding balance, reclaiming control over our emotions, and fostering relationships that align with our values. Through 7 practical steps, we will uncover how to apply the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca to build boundaries, reflect deeply, and detach healthily. Whether you're struggling with a stressful relationship, workplace dynamics, or inner turmoil, these strategies will guide you to clarity, strength, and peace. Are you ready to embark on this transformative journey? Stay with us to discover how detachment can become your key to a life of freedom and fulfillment. 1. Establish limits for your feelings. In the whirlwind of life, emotions often rise like waves in a storm, threatening to overwhelm us. Stoicism, however, offers a life raft, the ability to set boundaries for our feelings. Marcus Aurelius wisely observed, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." Meditations. The first step to detachment is understanding this truth. Our emotions are not dictated by circumstances, but by how we choose to perceive and respond to them. Imagine a professional scenario. Anna, a dedicated teacher, finds herself emotionally drained by a toxic colleague who constantly undermines her. Every interaction leaves her angry and frustrated, impacting her focus and passion for teaching. Inspired by the Stoic principle of setting emotional boundaries, Anna takes a step back, reminding herself that her colleague's behavior is outside her control. Instead of reacting impulsively, she focuses on what she can control, her thoughts and actions. By practicing mindfulness and journaling daily, Anna gradually regains her mental clarity and professional enthusiasm. This principle is not about suppressing emotions, but rather mastering them. Epictetus emphasized, "We have the power to suspend the action of the passions, discourses." This mastery begins with awareness. When emotions flare up, pause and ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Is this reaction helping me achieve my goals, or is it clouding my judgment? Take a moment to breathe, reflect, and recalibrate. To practice this step, consider engaging in negative visualization, a powerful Stoic technique. Reflect on potential losses or challenges you might face, not to dwell on negativity, but to build emotional resilience. For instance, visualize losing a material possession or facing criticism. How would you respond? By rehearsing such scenarios mentally, you'll find yourself less reactive and more grounded when they occur in reality. Think about this. How often do you let your emotions dictate your actions? Do you find yourself replaying negative interactions long after they've passed? If so, it's time to take control. Share your experience in the comments. What strategies have you used to manage overwhelming emotions? Setting boundaries for your feelings also extends to relationships. A healthy boundary isn't about shutting people out, but ensuring that their actions don't define your self-worth. Seneca beautifully put it, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve." Letters to Lucilius. This means being intentional about the emotional energy you allow others to take from you. Let's consider a relatable example. Imagine John, a young entrepreneur, constantly feels anxious due to the unrealistic demands of his business partner. After reflecting on Seneca's advice, John decides to communicate his boundaries clearly. He explains what he can and cannot accommodate, ensuring mutual respect in the partnership. By doing so, he not only protects his mental health, but also improves the dynamics of their professional relationship. To start setting limits effectively, begin by identifying a situation or a person that often triggers strong emotions in you. Reflect on how these interactions typically unfold and take a moment to write down your current reactions. Do you respond impulsively, or do you let the emotions linger longer than necessary? Next, envision how you'd prefer to handle such moments in the future. Perhaps you'd choose to remain calm, express your feelings assertively, or disengage gracefully. Finally, practice asserting these boundaries in small, low-stakes scenarios to build confidence. For instance, you might politely decline a non-essential request or take a brief pause during a heated conversation to gather your thoughts. By taking these gradual steps, you'll develop the strength and clarity to handle more challenging situations with grace and composure. Now, let's make it personal. Is there someone in your life who often crosses emotional boundaries? How do you usually respond, and what could you do differently? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story might inspire others. As you embark on this journey, remember that detachment is not cold indifference, but a deliberate choice to focus on what truly matters. Emotional boundaries allow us to approach relationships and challenges with clarity and composure, strengthening our inner tranquility. If this step resonates with you, take a moment to like this video and share it with someone who could benefit from learning how to set limits for their emotions. And don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell. This journey towards Stoic wisdom is just beginning. By practicing this principle, you'll not only protect your peace, but also set an example for those around you. When you show others that you can remain calm in the face of chaos, you inspire them to seek their own balance and control. As Marcus Aurelius urged, "Be like the cliff against which the waves continually break, but it stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it." Meditations. Are you ready to take the first step toward emotional freedom? Try the exercise today and share your progress with us. Together, let's build a life of resilience, peace, and strength, just as the Stoics envisioned. 2. Seek support from someone you trust. Building on the foundation of setting emotional boundaries, the next essential step in detachment involves seeking connection with someone you trust, a practice deeply aligned with Stoic philosophy. While Stoicism emphasizes self-reliance, it also acknowledges the profound value of relationships that foster growth, understanding, and wisdom. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Men exist for the sake of one another. Teach them or bear with them." Meditations. This dual responsibility to guide others and to seek guidance highlights that even in moments of detachment, we are not meant to face challenges alone. Imagine a time when you felt overwhelmed by a situation or relationship. Did you confide in someone, or did you try to navigate it on your own? Reflecting on such moments often reveals that a trusted friend or mentor can provide clarity and support that we cannot find in solitude. Consider the story of Emily, a young artist navigating the emotional turmoil of a difficult breakup. Caught in a storm of conflicting feelings, she felt paralyzed by doubt and self-blame. Turning to her mentor, Sarah, Emily shared her fears and insecurities. Sarah, well-versed in Stoic teachings, offered a perspective grounded in calm reasoning. She reminded Emily of Epictetus's wisdom. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Discourses. By discussing her emotions openly, Emily began to see the situation more clearly, recognizing the opportunity for growth amid the pain. This act of sharing not only eased her burden, but also helped her develop resilience and emotional clarity. When we confide in someone we trust, we open a door to wisdom and empathy. Such conversations can serve as mirrors, reflecting our thoughts back to us with greater clarity. However, finding the right person is crucial. Ask yourself, who in your life embodies qualities of wisdom, patience, and understanding? Is there someone who challenges you to think critically and act virtuously? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your insights might help others identify their own trusted confidant. Stoicism teaches us that vulnerability is not weakness. It is an opportunity to strengthen our resolve and deepen our connections. Seneca eloquently stated, "The greatest blessing that can be bestowed upon a man, next to that of a sound judgment and a modest temper, is that of a friendly acquaintance, a man he may consult just as he would a mirror." Letters to Lucilius. Opening up to someone we trust creates a space for constructive dialogue, helping us detach from emotional chaos and focus on rational solutions. To put this principle into practice, think of a current challenge that feels overwhelming. Reach out to a friend, family member, or mentor who has proven to be a source of guidance in the past. Share your thoughts openly and listen to their perspective. You may find that their insights offer a new lens through which to view your situation. For instance, a trusted friend might point out patterns in your reactions or help you identify steps to regain your equilibrium. But what if you feel hesitant to share? Remember, even the Stoics valued connection and community. Marcus Aurelius led armies and governed empires, yet he relied on the counsel of trusted advisors. If he, with the weight of an empire on his shoulders, could seek support, so can we. Think of this step not as a sign of dependency, but as an act of self-care. Who in your life has guided you through difficult times? What qualities make them a source of trust and wisdom? Let us know in the comments. We're eager to hear your perspective. In the process of detaching from people or situations, sharing your journey with a trusted confidant doesn't just benefit you, it also strengthens the relationship. When you express vulnerability, you invite mutual growth and understanding. Such connections create a foundation for meaningful support, reinforcing the idea that detachment is not isolation, but a thoughtful redefinition of relationships. If this resonates with you, take a moment to like this video and share it with someone who might benefit from this message. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell so you never miss a lesson on living a Stoic-inspired life. These small actions not only help our community grow, but also reinforce your commitment to personal growth. By cultivating open and honest conversations with those we trust, we align ourselves with the Stoic ideal of balance and clarity. This step reminds us that even as we detach, we remain interconnected, relying on and supporting one another in our pursuit of virtue and peace. Are you ready to try this today? Choose one person to talk to about a challenge you're facing and let us know how the conversation goes. Together, let's continue building a life guided by wisdom, resilience, and meaningful connection. 3. Consider the rationality of distancing. Moving forward in the journey of detachment, we come to a pivotal step, assessing the rationality of creating distance from certain relationships or situations. This practice, deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, asks us to examine our choices with clarity and purpose. As Seneca reminds us, what you think about yourself is much more important than what others think of you. Letters to Lucilius. This profound statement highlights the necessity of prioritizing inner values and self-respect over external validation, especially when faced with relationships or environments that threaten our personal growth. Imagine yourself in a toxic work environment where negativity and conflict dominate the atmosphere. Every day feels like a battle, leaving you emotionally drained and questioning your worth. Such a situation demands a thoughtful evaluation. Is this environment aligned with your personal and professional goals? Does it allow you to uphold your ethical values and flourish? Or is it chipping away at your confidence and well-being? By reflecting on these questions, you can begin to determine whether maintaining this connection is rational or detrimental. Stoicism encourages us to ground our decisions in reason rather than fleeting emotions. When evaluating the rationality of distancing yourself, take a moment to analyze the impact a relationship or situation has on your life. Ask yourself, does this contribute to my growth and virtue, or does it pull me away from my highest potential? Write down the pros and cons of staying versus leaving, considering both the immediate and long-term consequences. This act of deliberate reflection allows you to see beyond the emotional fog, empowering you to make decisions that align with your values. Consider the story of David, a young marketing professional who found himself in a workplace rife with manipulation and unrealistic expectations. His manager frequently belittled his efforts, leaving him feeling undervalued and trapped. Inspired by Seneca's wisdom, David decided to step back and evaluate the situation rationally. He realized that staying in such a toxic environment was not only hindering his career growth, but also eroding his sense of self-worth. With careful planning, he began searching for opportunities that aligned with his principles and aspirations. When he eventually left the company, he felt a renewed sense of purpose and freedom, proving that distancing oneself from harmful environments can lead to personal and professional transformation. This practice is not limited to professional settings. It applies equally to personal relationships. Friendships or partnerships that no longer align with your values can weigh heavily on your mental and emotional health. Epictetus observed, "The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. If a relationship consistently brings negativity, undermines your confidence, or contradicts your principles, it may be time to reconsider its place in your life." However, creating distance is not a decision to be taken lightly. It requires courage and wisdom to weigh the potential outcomes. Will stepping away lead to personal growth and inner peace, or might it result in unintended consequences such as loneliness or regret? This is where the Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils, can be invaluable. Visualize the potential outcomes of distancing yourself, both positive and negative. How might this decision impact your life in the short and long term? By anticipating challenges, you prepare yourself mentally and emotionally, ensuring that your actions are guided by rational thought rather than impulsive reactions. For example, imagine Sarah, who is deeply connected to a group of friends, but often feels unfulfilled and judged in their company. After reflecting on the dynamics, she realizes that staying in the group stems more from fear of change than genuine connection. Using Stoic principles, she decides to gradually distance herself, seeking relationships that foster mutual respect and growth. While the transition is initially challenging, Sarah discovers new friendships that enrich her life, validating her decision to prioritize her well-being. To implement this step in your life, start with a simple exercise. Identify one relationship or situation that consistently causes stress or dissatisfaction. Reflect on its impact on your mental health, values, and personal development. Ask yourself, am I holding on to this because it truly benefits me, or because I fear change or confrontation? Share your reflections in the comments. Your story may inspire others facing similar struggles. If this resonates with you, consider sharing this video with someone who might benefit from learning how to assess their relationships with clarity and courage. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and click the notification bell to join us on this journey of Stoic wisdom and self-discovery. In making the decision to distance yourself, remember that detachment is not an act of rejection, but one of self-respect. By aligning your choices with reason and virtue, you honor your own growth and create space for opportunities that truly serve your highest good. As Seneca reminds us, associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve. Letters to Lucilius. The relationships and environments we choose to cultivate define the life we lead. Are you ready to choose wisely? Start today by reflecting on one area of your life where rational detachment might bring you closer to peace and purpose. 4. Consider the consequences of distancing. When we carefully evaluate the rationality of creating distance, as discussed earlier, another essential layer emerges: understanding the consequences of that decision. Stoicism teaches us to consider the long-term impact of every action. Marcus Aurelius profoundly stated, "Consider at what price you sell your integrity." Meditations. This timeless wisdom urges us to reflect not only on the immediate relief or challenges, but also on the enduring ripple effects of our choices. Detaching from a person or situation can bring peace and clarity, but it also demands thoughtful contemplation to navigate the potential aftermath with wisdom and courage. Imagine a toxic friendship that has been weighing on you for years. The relationship drains your energy, undermines your confidence, and contradicts your values. Rationally, you know that stepping away is the right choice. Yet, as you reflect on the consequences, you realize that this decision might leave you feeling isolated or misunderstood initially. This is where Stoic philosophy becomes a guiding light. By assessing the benefits and risks, you can prepare for these challenges and remind yourself of the ultimate goal: inner tranquility and personal growth. One practical way to analyze the consequences is by creating a mental ledger of potential outcomes. On one side, list the benefits of creating distance, freedom, emotional balance, and alignment with your values. On the other, list the possible drawbacks: temporary loneliness, social awkwardness, or even guilt. This exercise, grounded in the Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, premeditation of evils, allows you to visualize both the positives and the negatives, helping you face your decision with clarity. Consider the story of Laura, a devoted daughter caught in a cycle of constant arguments with her family over her career choices. Every visit felt like an emotional battlefield, leaving her drained and questioning her decisions. After much reflection, Laura chose to step back temporarily to protect her mental health and rebuild her confidence. The initial weeks were challenging, filled with self-doubt and moments of loneliness. However, as time passed, Laura discovered that this space allowed her to refocus on her goals and re-engage with her family from a place of strength and mutual respect. This decision, though painful at first, ultimately led to a healthier dynamic and reinforced her sense of self. But what if the consequences of creating distance feel overwhelming? This is where wisdom and patience play a crucial role. As Seneca reminds us, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Letters to Lucilius. In letting go, we create space for new opportunities and relationships to flourish. Think of a tree shedding its leaves in autumn. While the process may seem like loss, it is an essential step for regrowth and renewal. Ask yourself, what are the possible outcomes of creating distance from a person or situation in your life? Are you prepared for both the challenges and rewards that may follow? Take a moment to share your thoughts in the comments. Your story could inspire someone facing a similar dilemma. To make this step actionable, practice visualizing the journey ahead. Imagine how you'll navigate the initial discomfort, such as explaining your decision or handling reactions from others. Picture the long-term benefits, like the sense of peace and empowerment you'll gain. Remember, every step forward may bring temporary uncertainty, but it also brings you closer to a life aligned with your values. For instance, think of Sam, a young professional who decided to distance himself from a social circle that often engaged in unhealthy habits. Initially, he felt left out and doubted his decision. Yet, by focusing on building new relationships with like-minded individuals, Sam soon realized the profound positive impact on his well-being and goals. His story serves as a reminder that while the journey of detachment is rarely without challenges, it often leads to personal transformation. If this resonates with you, consider sharing this video with a friend who might be struggling with a similar choice. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and click the notification bell so you can join us in exploring more Stoic principles that empower clarity and peace. Ultimately, reflecting on the consequences of detachment teaches us the value of intentional living. It's a reminder that every decision shapes the path we walk and the person we become. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You always have the option of having no opinion. There is never a need to get worked up or to trouble your soul about things you cannot control." Meditations. By thoughtfully weighing the outcomes, we take ownership of our lives, ensuring that every step we take aligns with our deepest truths and aspirations. Are you ready to start reflecting on a decision you've been avoiding? Take a moment today to weigh the pros and cons, and let us know in the comments how you plan to approach it. Together, let's embrace the courage and wisdom to live authentically, guided by the enduring principles of Stoicism. 5. Step away temporarily. Having considered the rationality and consequences of creating distance, the next logical step in practicing detachment is to temporarily step away. This action, as Seneca advises, allows us to retreat into yourself as much as you can. Letters to Lucilius. Temporary distance is not an act of avoidance, but rather a deliberate choice to gain clarity and protect our emotional balance. By stepping back, we create a space to reflect, regroup, and understand our feelings without the immediate influence of external pressures. Imagine a heated argument with a close friend or family member. In the moment, emotions run high, and words can easily escalate into hurtful exchanges. Instead of continuing the confrontation, choosing to pause and step away offers a chance to regain composure. This act of retreat provides both parties the opportunity to reflect on their actions and intentions. For instance, Sarah, after an intense disagreement with her sibling, decided to take a walk in the park. During her time alone, she recognized that much of her frustration stemmed from external stress, unrelated to the argument. By the time she returned, she was able to approach the conversation with empathy and a clearer perspective, ultimately resolving the issue constructively. The practice of stepping away temporarily is deeply rooted in Stoic principles. It emphasizes self-awareness and the importance of responding thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. Ask yourself, when was the last time you took a step back from a difficult situation? Did it help you see things more clearly? Share your experience in the comments. Your story could inspire someone struggling to find their balance. To effectively use this step, Set aside dedicated time for self-reflection when facing emotionally charged situations. This could mean taking a quiet walk, journaling your thoughts, or even meditating on the root causes of your feelings. By allowing yourself this space, you give your mind the freedom to untangle the complexity of your emotions and approach the situation with a more rational and composed outlook. For example, consider Daniel, a project manager overwhelmed by conflicts within his team. Instead of addressing the issues amidst rising tensions, he decided to step back for a day to gather his thoughts. During this time, he reflected on the dynamics at play and realized that clear communication and boundaries were lacking in his leadership style. Equipped with this insight, he returned to the team with a new approach, fostering a more cooperative and respectful work environment. It's important to note that temporary distance doesn't always mean physical separation. Sometimes, stepping away can be as simple as taking a mental pause during a challenging conversation. For instance, practicing deep breathing or silently counting to 10 can help you reset your emotional state without physically leaving the situation. Stepping away is also about recognizing the value of perspective. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." Meditations. By removing ourselves from the intensity of the moment, we can evaluate the situation more objectively, distinguishing between perception and reality. However, some might hesitate to step away, fearing it may be perceived as weakness or indifference. On the contrary, choosing to retreat temporarily demonstrates strength and self-control. It signals that you prioritize thoughtful resolution over impulsive reaction. Imagine the power of saying, "I need some time to think about this before I respond," and how it can shift the tone of a discussion. If this concept resonates with you, take a moment to like this video and share it with someone who might benefit from learning to step back when faced with life's challenges. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell for more Stoic insights that empower peace and resilience. Ultimately, stepping away temporarily is a practice of self-respect and emotional intelligence. It's about giving yourself the time and space to understand your emotions, align your actions with your values, and approach situations with clarity and composure. Are you ready to try this step today? Identify a situation or relationship where temporary distance might bring you clarity, and take that first step. Share your reflections with us in the comments. We'd love to hear how this practice impacts your journey toward a more balanced and fulfilling life. As Seneca reminds us, retreating into oneself is not an act of isolation, but a moment of empowerment. It's a way to regain control, nurture self-awareness, and emerge stronger and more grounded. In stepping back, we do not escape our challenges. Instead, we prepare ourselves to face them with wisdom and strength. Let this principle guide you the next time you find yourself in the storm of emotions. Take a breath, take a step back, and watch as clarity and calm return to you. 6. Take a break from social media. Having explored the benefits of stepping away temporarily from challenging situations, it's only fitting to extend this practice to the digital world. In today's hyper-connected society, social media often acts as a double-edged sword. While it keeps us informed and connected, it can also drain our mental energy, foster comparison, and disrupt our focus. The Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of avoiding distractions to regain clarity and tranquility. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Meditations. Applying this wisdom to the digital realm, taking a break from social media is not about avoidance, but about reclaiming your mental space and focusing on what truly matters. Imagine waking up every morning, immediately reaching for your phone and scrolling through an endless stream of updates, news, and comparisons. This habit often leaves us feeling overwhelmed before the day even begins. The constant influx of information clouds our thoughts, making it difficult to connect with ourselves. Taking a deliberate break from social media, even for a few days, can act as a detox for the mind. For example, Emma, a university student, decided to log off all platforms for 1 week during her final exams. She replaced her scrolling time with reading Stoic texts and journaling her thoughts. By the end of the week, Emma felt a profound sense of calm, focus, and clarity, which significantly improved her performance and well-being. To start, consider limiting your social media usage by setting specific time slots for checking updates. Alternatively, try a full digital detox for a few days to experience the impact firsthand. Ask yourself, when was the last time you spent a day without social media? How did it feel? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your story might inspire others to take a step toward digital balance. The Stoics believed in nourishing the mind and soul through meaningful activities. Epictetus likened the mind to a fertile garden, requiring care and protection from harmful influences. Replacing social media time with enriching pursuits like reading, journaling, or spending time in nature can help restore mental peace. Imagine dedicating the time you'd usually spend scrolling to writing down 3 things you're grateful for or exploring a new hobby. These small changes can transform your mindset and improve your overall quality of life. Consider Jack, a young professional overwhelmed by the pressure to maintain an online presence. Every evening, he found himself scrolling endlessly, comparing his life to curated images of others. One day, inspired by Marcus Aurelius's reminder to focus on what is within our control, Jack decided to pause his social media accounts for a month. During this break, he rekindled his love for painting and spent more time with his family. The absence of constant digital noise allowed him to rediscover his passions and strengthen his relationships, proving that sometimes stepping away helps us return to what truly matters. If you're ready to take action, start with a simple challenge. Commit to a day, a weekend, or even a week without social media. Use that time to journal, meditate, or engage in an activity that nurtures your mind. How will you use this newfound time? Let us know in the comments. We're eager to hear your plans and reflections. Many hesitate to take breaks from social media, fearing they might miss out on important updates or lose connections. However, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control. You can always reconnect later with a clearer, calmer mind. The goal is not to quit social media entirely, but to regain control over how it influences your life. By creating boundaries, you transform your digital habits into a tool for enrichment rather than a source of stress. If this concept resonates with you, take a moment to like this video and share it with someone who might benefit from taking a step back from their digital routines. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell to join us in exploring more Stoic principles that empower mental clarity and emotional resilience. Ultimately, taking a break from social media is a modern application of the Stoic principle of detachment. It reminds us to prioritize our inner peace over external distractions. As Marcus Aurelius aptly put it, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one. Meditations. By stepping back from the digital chaos, we create room for self-reflection, personal growth, and meaningful connections. Are you ready to reclaim your time and focus? Start today by setting a goal to limit your social media use or take a short break. Share your experience and insights in the comments. We'd love to hear how this practice transforms your perspective. Together, let's continue our journey toward a life guided by clarity, purpose, and the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. 7. Focus on your fundamental needs. As we step back from the distractions of social media, we are left with a powerful opportunity to reconnect with ourselves and focus on our fundamental needs. This final step aligns perfectly with the wisdom of Epictetus, who taught, "Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle: some things are within our control and some are not." Discourses. By shifting our attention inward, we can identify the values, goals, and practices that truly nourish our well-being and guide us toward a life of purpose and fulfillment. In a world filled with noise and expectations, it is easy to lose sight of what truly matters. Many of us chase external validation, likes on social media, approval from colleagues, or recognition in relationships, believing these will bring us happiness. However, the Stoics remind us that true contentment comes from within. Imagine prioritizing your mental health, personal growth, and inner peace over fleeting external rewards. How would your life change if you devoted more time to what truly fulfills you? Take the example of Maria, a driven entrepreneur who once measured her success by accolades and financial milestones. Despite achieving what many would consider an enviable level of success, she felt unfulfilled and exhausted. Inspired by Epictetus's teachings, Maria began practicing voluntary discomfort, intentionally simplifying her lifestyle and redirecting her energy toward what she valued most: family, creativity, and self-discovery. By letting go of the need to impress others, she found a deeper sense of freedom and joy, unshackled by the pressures of external validation. To begin focusing on your fundamental needs, start by identifying your core values and long-term goals. What aspects of your life bring you lasting satisfaction and align with your principles? Write these down and reflect on whether your daily actions are supporting or detracting from these priorities. For instance, if mental health is a priority, are you dedicating time to practices like meditation, journaling, or therapy? If building strong relationships is essential, are you nurturing meaningful connections or spending too much time on superficial interactions? The practice of voluntary discomfort is particularly effective in helping us distinguish between wants and needs. This Stoic exercise involves deliberately exposing ourselves to minor inconveniences or challenges to build resilience and self-control. For example, try spending a week without a luxury you take for granted, such as your favorite coffee or streaming service. This practice not only enhances gratitude for what you have, but also strengthens your ability to endure hardships when they arise. Ask yourself, what is one comfort you could temporarily set aside to better understand your true needs? Share your answer in the comments. We'd love to hear how this practice helps you reconnect with what matters most. Focusing on your fundamental needs also means accepting that not everything is within your control. As Epictetus emphasized, our thoughts, actions, and choices are our own, while external events and opinions are not. By directing your energy toward what you can control, you reclaim the power to shape your life according to your values. Imagine the peace that comes from letting go of what others think of you, and instead focusing on becoming the best version of yourself. Consider James, a young teacher who struggled with constant criticism from his peers. Instead of dwelling on their opinions, he chose to channel his energy into refining his teaching methods and connecting more deeply with his students. Over time, his confidence grew, and he realized that the respect he truly valued came from within and from those who genuinely appreciated his efforts. James's story illustrates the transformative power of aligning your actions with your core needs and values. If this resonates with you, take a moment to like this video and share it with someone who could benefit from reflecting on their fundamental needs. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so you never miss an opportunity to explore more life-changing Stoic principles. Ultimately, focusing on your fundamental needs is about living authentically and intentionally. It's about choosing a path that aligns with your values, builds resilience, and fosters inner peace. As Epictetus reminds us, the key to happiness and freedom lies in understanding what truly matters and dedicating ourselves to it wholeheartedly. Are you ready to take this step today? Start by writing down 3 core values that guide your life. Then, identify one small action you can take this week to align more closely with these values. Share your insights in the comments. We'd love to hear about your journey toward a more intentional and fulfilling life. Together, let's continue to embrace the wisdom of Stoicism, focusing on what we can control and finding strength and serenity in the process. Detaching from negative influences is not an act of selfishness. It's a profound commitment to living responsibly and authentically. By stepping away from relationships and situations that hinder our growth, we honor our values, protect our peace, and make room for opportunities that align with our true selves. Stoicism reminds us that tranquility and inner freedom come not from controlling external events, but from mastering our own minds and aligning our actions with reason and virtue. Now, it's your turn to take action. Reflect on the 7 steps we've explored today and choose one to implement in your life. Whether it's setting boundaries, temporarily stepping back, or focusing on your fundamental needs, start small but commit fully. What's one step you'll take today to begin this transformative journey? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your stories and insights. If this message resonates with you, please like this video and share it with someone who might benefit from the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Your support helps us bring more meaningful content to a wider audience. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell so you never miss a chance to explore life-changing principles that foster clarity, resilience, and peace. As Seneca so beautifully stated, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. Let this wisdom guide you as you take control of your mind, detach from what no longer serves you, and embrace a life of purpose and inner strength. Are you ready to write the next chapter of your story with clarity and courage? Begin today. Every decision you make, every step you take, is a step closer to becoming your best self. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the next video. Until then, live with virtue, reflect with wisdom, and stay true to what truly matters.